What's up, YouTube? Let's get to work. You know we got a big day today, so we're gonna same workout as every day. You know how we do. Also, today we'll be talking about some of the things going on. If you're watching this later, you can scrub through the video and see what we fill in the board. And as always, we'll go with whatever the chat wants to talk about, or I'll do my own thing. Let's get these curls. We got 40 pounds each arm today. 40 pounds in each hand. Let's go. What's up with you? How you feeling? What you doing today? What's going good for you? Where do you need some support? Let's show up for each other. Let's show up for some of the men around the world who need some more community. What you building right now? I hope you're building something. Whether it's your heart, your mind, your body, your spirit, your community, your romance, your social group. I hope you're building something. Let's go. Okay, maybe one more. When the form starts to break down, that's when we're done with the set. How y'all feeling today? What you got going on? How's life been lately? East Coast Kev, you still pushing this male loneliness? Hey, I'm not pushing anything, man. It's statistics. It's statistics. You already been missing the dude showing up in the chat. And you know it's more lonely men on the right side than the left side. It's the right side spreading that hate and that MAGA BS, making young men lonely. You know? I got the stats for you though. You're not lonely, East Coast Kev? Come on, man. You're gonna deny these young men the help they need? Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm gonna let this AI load these stats for East Coast Kev while we get these shoulders in, you know what I'm saying? Let's get this work in while we chat, while we talk. If you're a man out there and you're feeling like you need some brotherhood, some community, some guidance, you feel like your life may be lacking in some ways, then maybe some of you have been led into believing that hate and division is strength when it's weak as, you know, I'm gonna edit myself for y'all, for the aunties that may be watching. Hate is as weak as it gets. Division is as weak as it gets. Fascism is as weak as it gets. Women don't want to be with men like that. Maybe you're lonely because you just didn't have the support or the male role models in your life to show you how to be grateful, honest, strong, courageous, have empathy and integrity for your fellow men, strong enough to lift your community up, not kick down on those below you. East Coast Kev, it's a joke, man. Donald Trump, Kash Patel, you, why don't you hop on the stream and do a workout with me? Why don't you come to Boulder and do a workout with me? These alt-right boys, they hide online in their safe spaces. They don't want the smoke in person, and it's as gentlemen. You know, we can do whatever you want to do if we shake hands after, you know what I'm saying? Come get this work. They don't want it. Donald Trump is the most disgusting, weakest, softest, most bitch-made politician there has ever been. Kash Patel, boy, I would crush that man like a bug. Are you playing with me mentally or physically? Pete Hegseth, come on the show. You bitch-made beta male motherfuckers. I'm sorry, aunties, they get me going. Because they say they're strong, but they don't show up. They always be hiding when it's time to show up. But yo, you just tell us where and when. The left men will be there. We're not letting y'all control and lie about the narrative anymore. It's crazy. They on the internet typing lies, but not showing up for real life. That's a bar. East Coast Kev, we got plenty of boxing rings in Boulder. Put some money on it. Let's go. You just tell me when, buddy. It will be the live stream of the year. Love and Liberty versus East Coast Kev. We know that's not gonna happen. We don't even know what East Coast Kev looks like. He hides. His words are all caps. But in real life, where's he at? In real life, where's he at? East Coast Kev, you've got no chance, so we can put money in escrow. How about that? We'll put it in escrow. There's plenty of services. There's boxing gyms that do that. We put the money in escrow. Everybody knows what it is. We have a referee, some judges, however you want to do it. They say who wins or loses. Winner gets the escrow money. Don't play dumb with me. East Coast Kev, y'all are online boys. MAGA has been exposed. Nobody believes you. That's why I'm here. I'm showing the work every day. You're showing a lot of typing every day. You sure are good at typing. I don't know when you got time to do anything else with all that typing and all that hate and all that misplaced anger. I'm not the one who got you angry, East Coast Kev. You're angry at selling out your honesty. You're angry at being weak enough to follow a dictator. You're angry at not having the courage to win and help your community at the same time without saying yes, daddy, to billionaires. Come on, man, I know who you are. You're gonna press the button and make me say it all, I'll say it all. And you know where I'm at, everybody knows where I'm at. And again, it's no malice, it's no anger, it's just we're tired of the bullshitting. And we can, and on the left, it's like whatever you want to do to squash this, we'll do it, but then we'll shake hands after. We don't wish you harm. We wish to teach you a lesson in manliness and masculinity that a lot of y'all, including Trump, never learned. And it's not to try to teach people, it's because I need to put cleaning up on the board. They've made society so dirty, so toxic, so hateful, so nasty. And good men have had enough. East Coast Kev, all this hate that you're bringing in here. Let me give you the stats. Okay, here we go. Gallup poll, 25% of US men 15 to 34 said they have felt lonely a lot of the previous day, versus 18% of young women, and a 15% median for men, or 15% median for young men across other rich countries. So 1 in 4 US men, East Coast Kev, 1 in 4. And man, you seem pretty lonely to me. You're saying you're not lonely, but you seem lonely. My lady's a doctor. She's on the stream all the time. She's here. We've been together for 17 years. Every woman I've been with in my life is either a millionaire or extremely successful, independent woman. And they will all come on the stream. They'll talk to you. They'll support you. They'll educate you. But who are you, man? Where's your validation? Because we're trying to go off real life. There's men hurting, and then we got you, people like you, pretending just to get in the way. Because you got nothing better to do. But you're here. I'm happy you're here. I'll talk to you. You can come out here to Boulder and get in some work. You know, we can debate on video. You can come on the show anytime. You're welcome. You want to come on the show? I'll set it up. We'll do a show together, and we'll debate as gentlemen. You know, I will not speak over you. We'll have equal time to talk, and we can debate as gentlemen. We can work out as gentlemen. We can box as gentlemen. We got whatever you want to do, man. But I'm here. You know, we're not giving as much credit to the people who hide and don't show their lives and don't show who they are. There's too many pretenders in the world, polluting the minds of these young men when they're not who they say they are. But if you are who you say you are, come compare yourself and let young men get knowledge from both sides and benefit from hearing both sides. Ooh, there's benefit to the back and forth. There's benefit to the fire. There's benefit to the intensity. It's good for us. We're not shying away. East Coast Kev wants to see the video. All right, let's go on YouTube. Let's go on YouTube. We're here. We're here to listen. East Coast Kev wants to find out about the male loneliness epidemic. Male loneliness epidemic. All right, let's pause the music.
Honestly, I tried the new bearskin hoodie and...
Pause the commercials. East Coast Kev, only a weak man is not a feminist. Why do I care if women are empowered? Why are you threatened by powerful women, East Coast Kev? That's bitch-made beta male behavior. I'm just keeping it real with you. I'm not saying that's who you are, because you could change your mind and you could grow and you could evolve. But being anti-feminist, it doesn't get weaker than that. It's like you're scared of what? Why? You're scared of them being empowered, independent, having control over their own lives and bodies. That's crazy. Dude, I work with women. I don't really believe anything you say, East Coast Kev, without validation. You want to come on the show and validate yourself a little bit? You are welcome. Here we go. We're going to find out
One of the
while we get in this work.
Masculinity in society is that men don't speak, they don't open up, and they're less likely to. I think they struggle more to form friendships. I've certainly found that to be the case in my life. If you drop me and my partner in London, as actually has happened, and she wasn't from here, she's never lived here before, it only took her a couple of months before she's got a group. She's going to these like dance, this class, and I'm away doing Dragon Sex.
Feminism is balance.
A group of Portuguese girls.
It's a male-dominated society. Feminism is just
never. I don't know how that.
Them saying, you know, we're independent too.
I've made.
It's not a threat to you.
Zero
it's
new
not an
friends
imbalance.
in London in 5 years. Mm-hmm. My friends are my colleagues. and
Yeah.
my friends that I've had for 10 years. That is it. I don't make new friends. And this is something that I have echoed to me a lot when I meet men out and about, when I go do talks and stuff and they come up to me after. I've had men whisper to me, how do I make friends where I'm lonely? And when they do it, they come really, really close so that the person behind them in the queue can't hear them say it.
I've had exactly the same experience.
And they whisper it about
Oh, I've had exactly the same experience. Well, I have too.
I've heard in your work, the work that was in your book, I think on page 45, you say that there is a male friendship recession. What did you mean when you said that?
We're seeing a decline in friendships generally, but it's much more acute for men. So in the US, 15% of men under the age of 30 say they don't have a single close friend.
That's crazy.
That's up from 3%.
But it's real.
1990. And so it's almost 1 in 7 men. You're seeing declining number of men saying how much time they spend with friends, shrinking social networks, everything you just described, which is like the process of making and sustaining friends is just something that men are really struggling with right now, much more so than women. And I think there's a couple of things going on here. One is we're revealing the extent to which a lot of that work was actually outsourced to women before. Right? So if you're in a couple, how often are the social arrangements made by the women? They do a lot of that maintenance, the relationship maintenance, and the men free ride on the women, right?
Every weekend plan that's outside of my comfort zone, pretty much most of them come from my partner.
All right, she's organised something.
She's an organizer. She wants to go try this thing.
All right, and you're
Let's
like,
go do vegan sushi roll.
you know, I just want to play Far Cry 5.
I just want to lie on my back and watch Manchester United.
All right, fine. So I chose the wrong thing. Yeah, I know. So I think and women have been better at it, and men haven't had to do as much of it. So in some ways, I think we're being exposed a bit more in the sense that women aren't doing as much of that work for us anymore. They're saying, look, it's not my job to create your friendship network for you. So we're having to do it, and we're not very good at it. And we're certainly not very good at it yet. And I've had the same experience. I mean, I wrote a bit about loneliness, and I spoke at an event not that long afterwards, and I had a couple of young men, exactly the same as you, just come close and just say, incredibly lonely. And thank you for talking about this. And you end up hugging them, and actually, for me, I was talking to somebody this the other day. There's something about loneliness that just.
I got a problem, East Coast Cat. What's your problem, bro?
Forms of suffering.
You're just denying these young men that need help. That's my
If
problem.
really lonely,
It's not a real problem.
just.
I'm just advocating for them. There was one of them on the show yesterday, man. His wife, his soulmate, just left him. He was feeling lonely as hell.
After you say, no, you go first. And
He's one of the 25%.
And actually,
1 in 4 men you know is lonely, East Coast Kev.
So I always come down here to the supermarket.
And they get sucked into toxic
come back and
beta male
chat,
bullshit
and, it fills my time.
because
My
those
mum,
people
because she's
target them
massive.
as a demographic and sell shit to them.
The world. She ends up chatting
We are
with me.
selling nothing here. No sponsors.
But actually, that just
Not selling nothing. All free everything.
And
Just here to listen,
So when you hear about these
build,
men, young, old,
support,
women,
and grow
lonely,
and document
it's
the process.
Huge. And so and back to our earlier.
I would love to
conversation
have
too,
you on
it's
the
like
show, though, East Coast
institutions that
Kev.
maybe used to kind of connect you to other people, right?
Even if we just chat as two gentlemen back and forth.
Right? And so I think our colleagues in some ways become our friends. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not saying it is a bad thing, but
See,
but
you talking
it's
about
different
moving
to
alone.
friends you've made at church or through your
Man.
sports or through, do you know what I mean? Or wherever. And
Lone wolves do not
and
survive.
the other thing
There's
I'll
no
say about
such
this is,
thing.
Have you heard of the men's sheds movement?
You can be good alone. Like, I'm good alone.
Male groups and
But
stuff
you
like that.
need
There's a lot of male groups.
support.
There's one which is the Australian
And man,
government
what are you
just
talking about? You
funded
got a
this,
community
right?
online. You're on
Men's
every
sheds.
Buffs
And
related
they're
chat.
places where
Everybody
men
knows
go
who
and
you are.
fix stuff.
You have a community.
Right, do stuff.
Some young men, and you've done well in
and
the
this-
stock market, which
one of the
lets
things
me
that I
know
found-
you've had some
I've
kind of
really learned
education
this,
in your
I've learned
life.
more about it before.
There's
It's
a
like,
lot of
you
young
heard
men
this
who
thing
didn't
about
get the
men
benefit
communicating more
of the
easily
education
shoulder
that
to
you
shoulder,
got and
face
that
to
I
face.
got.
Oh, yeah.
And if we're really strong,
It's
Yeah.
really
and
interesting.
we
So
really
when my
got
wife
extra
was
time and
sometimes, my boys came home
resources,
from school, she'd sit
why
down
would we
directly
not give
opposite
back
me,
to these
across
young
the
men
breakfast
who
bar.
didn't have the same
She'd
benefits
sit
that we
directly
had?
opposite, give them protein. And then she'd be
Explain
like,
that to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, right, sure,
Explain
sure,
what
okay."
problem you got with
And then
giving
later
back
on, we'd be driving
to young men who didn't get the same advantages that you got and that I got.
shoulder to shoulder, and they'd be like,
Again,
"Yeah,
acknowledging
with her or with
that you had a harder
So eventually
time as a
you've got
black
to
man than I had
understand
as a
that's
white
not how-
man. You
that's not
still
how
got
they come.
education other young men didn't
And
get.
so the men's sheds movement is actually, I think, based on a profound insight, which
No,
is that men
there's the women.
have to be
The
doing
women are
something
less lonely. I read
in
that.
order to be being with their friends.
Hold up, man.
Go into any.
We're gonna correct the record. We're gonna correct the record. It's not the same for women. They're not as lonely. Women do not have a hard time finding partners because women are not sucked into the alt-right pipeline of toxicity. The women on the right side are brainwashed, zombie, Barbie doll, like Handmaid's Tale type women. Like you see they got put on like 30 pounds of makeup, and it's not like if you want to wear makeup, whatever, I don't care. But it's a hallmark of their side because most of their husbands who are worried about LGBT whatever are in the closet and they don't really like women anyway. So these women are getting messed up by a polluted version of religion telling them to stay with evil men. They got evil men who don't even really love them because those men just wish they could be with men. And it's time we got to start talking about all of it. A lot for people like me have been in silence, like watching how ridiculous it is, and we just don't say anything because we're polite. You know, traditionally, hey man, I'm not going to get involved in that. My life is good. Why am I going to get involved in that messy stuff? It's gone too far. So now, people like me are like, you know what? I'm going to tell the truth. The people preaching this toxic shit are the weakest, most spineless, most bitch-made MFers in society. Wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight, can't survive in the woods, can't feed a family, can't respect a woman. Okay, maybe some Republicans can feed their families, but it's a Stepford wife type situation. It's the dad is controlled by his boss or his church, by the politician who's controlled by the lobby, who's controlled by the corporation, who's controlled by the oligarch. And that's the chain of command, baby. And they jerk it, and those people have no liberty. And their love dies because they don't have liberty. East Coast Kev, I sound like a woman, but you sound like somebody who only types. You sound like somebody who hides behind their screen name. You got nothing but negativity. You know, you got nothing but greed. Like, you're doing well, I'm doing well. I got time to be here, you got time to be here. I'm giving back with my time, trying to help young men who don't have, or anybody who needs to be heard, who needs support, who's trying to build something in their life. But you're like, you get your joy out of like throwing mud, you know, and that is what it is. It's cool. Like, but the 25% of young men versus 18% of young women. So, hey, 1 in 5 women, 1 in 4 men. You were closer to accurate than I thought. These young women and these young men are lonely because they're at an impasse. Young women want gratitude, honesty, strength, courage, empathy, and integrity. If you have those traits, you are not lonely, period. Okay? If you are lonely, you gotta look really hard in the mirror and say, where in this pipeline am I missing? Okay? Because not everybody is everybody's flavor. Don't take it personal when somebody doesn't like you, whether it's a man or a woman. Like, we don't all eat at the same restaurants. We don't all eat the same vegetables. We don't all eat the same proteins. We like different drinks. We like different cocktails. We like different donuts. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's different, but there is an audience, there is a community, there is a romantic partner, there is a friendship for every type of person on earth. So if you haven't found that, you gotta just keep going. Like we're gonna keep going with these presses, and we're gonna keep listening to the Diary of CEO in the background.
And count how many people are.
And then we'll get back to the chat. We'll see what East Coast Kev is saying.
Not saying, right.
See if he wants to come on the show anytime.
Road trips.
Anytime.
It's the only explanation for golf. Do you play golf?
It could just be by phone. It don't have to be video.
Like when a guy is saying,
It could be whatever you want.
do you think I should use the 5-iron?
Yeah.
I don't play golf either, right? But what he's really saying is, I love you.
Yeah.
Or I'm lonely, or I need help. And so there is something to be said for like men, and even people have studied actually how men stand in relation to each other at like a party or something. When I've told you this, you won't be able to stop looking. Is that men actually are always at a bit of an angle, right? We just don't stand face to face. It spikes our cortisol or whatever. So we always stand a little bit of an angle. But also like doing something together requires us to be more shoulder to shoulder, which is why some psychotherapists now, they do walking, talking therapy. They've realised that with men especially, like sitting them down and staring at them is less effective quite often than going for a walk.
You've done therapy, haven't you?
Yeah.
How was it?
I've done therapy and I've done couples therapy, and I will say that I did much better with a male therapist, and one of them, we did walk. And so I'm basing some of this on personal experience, which is like, there's something about sitting on a chair or kind of, and having being stared at and told to open up. Do you find it hard to do that?
Yes, I do. I find it really, really hard. When I did couples therapy and I've done individual therapy, I found it really hard. I found it even harder in couples therapy.
Was it a male or a female therapist?
It was, I had a male therapist and then I had a male and female therapist at the same time.
Okay.
It's interesting because in couples therapy, I found it easier with just a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then in individual therapy, I find it easier with a man, I think.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I'm really worried about the declining share of men in
East Coast Kev says, women want the top 1% of men, and when they don't qualify, they take it out on regular men. I disagree, but hey, what does anybody else think? Whether you're watching this later or you're watching it right now, you agree with East Coast Kev or not? He says, women want the top 1% of men, and when they don't qualify, they take it out on regular men. Man, I think you've been around some confused women. I've been around probably more independent, richer, more beautiful, successful, popular women than you have, East Coast Kev. And you know, we can have them all come on the stream. You know, we just need you to join us. And we can talk about it. And we can ask a lot of beautiful, successful, rich women if they agree with you. I think you're gonna be surprised. I think you sound like you've been hurt, my brother. It sounds like you've been hurt by some bad ideology. And you gotta define what you mean by the top 1% of men. Cause I mean, you talking about fitness, you talking about wealth, you talking about IQ, you talking about power. Top 1% of what? Elon Musk is an incel. Donald Trump is an incel. These men have to pay for it, man. Most billionaires are incels who have to pay for it. Look at Jeffrey Epstein and everybody protecting him. Women don't want to be with nasty incel motherfuckers. Independent is still, but no, none of these women are begging for a man's help. You're wrong. See, you just make up stories and you believe them. And you have you pretend like laughy emojis make a lie the truth. That's the toxicity and weakness of MAGA. You can't even talk man to man. You gotta talk like a child with sticker buttons, you know, while you're saying stuff that's completely subjective and just false. And you know, I feel sad for anybody who believes what you're saying, but I know you believe it. I can tell you're not lying. I can tell you think what you're saying is true, but I know it's not. You'll pay for it one way or another. Nah, you are MAGA because you support Trump. You don't get to support Trump and say you're not MAGA. You support Trump, you're MAGA, bro. And you pay for it one way or another. Yeah, you pay for anything in life one way or another. You want to be in good shape? You pay for it. You want strong legs? You pay for it. You want a strong relationship? You pay for it. But you don't buy it like an item off the shelf. If you do, you get what you pay for. Donald Trump got what he paid for. Elon Musk got what he paid for. Those bitch-ass beta males are miserable, bro. They're the most miserable men I've ever seen. I feel sorry for them. They probably never pleased a woman in their entire lives. Never known what it's like to have a woman look at them with that real hunger in their eyes. Like, well, if you know, you know. Nah, you said you supported Trump. You said you voted for Trump. Don't gaslight me. You already told me that like a year ago, bro. Ooh. If you want to sit here and say you don't support Trump, hey, that's cool. I appreciate you. But you're being vague because I know you already told me you voted for Trump like a year ago. So you said who, I say you. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me you didn't tell me you voted for Trump. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll apologize like a man. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Oh. All right, well, we're waiting. Let's keep this going.
Psychology and therapy. I mean, you know, we're emptying the men out of those professions.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna try to do 2 sets of everything today.
And
We did 3 yesterday.
In the US and the UK.
We're chatting a little more today.
It's harder and harder to find a male therapist.
Hey, we're still getting in plenty of sets a week for our goals, so
Absolutely.
it's about showing up every day. Like Coach Prime says, consistency is key. Consistency, baby.
When, you know, one of my kids really needed therapy too.
Show up.
He did so much better with
For
math.
yourself.
I think there's
For your community.
depending on the nature of the problem, maybe that you're
For your family.
There's something about like an intuitive connection.
All right.
I think I heard you say that going to couples counselling.
Yeah, no, you voted for Trump.
One
You're
of the most
MAGA.
difficult things you've ever done.
You MAGA, my guy.
Yeah.
You voted for the PDF
The
protector.
hardest thing you've
You
ever
voted
done
for Epstein's best friend.
When him and your
You
wife
MAGA.
went to couples therapy. You said that on Scott Galloway's podcast.
Yes.
Oh.
So my wife and I were working through actually a lot of these issues that we've been talking about today, like what our relative roles were and responsibilities. And she's been very successful professionally, and we've raised our kids together. I've been a stay-at-home dad, and then worked and so on. And there was this moment where that was really one of those pivotal moments in your life, where I was talking about what I'd done at home and how I'd supported her career and you know, all of that. And she looked at me and said,
Yeah, okay. When the form breaks
"You
down,
seem
the
to
set
think
is
the
done.
problem is that you're not feminist enough. The problem is that you're not masculine enough." Like, that's a moment. That's a real moment. It was, and we then started talking, what did she mean by that? And it was about responsibility. It was about stepping in some ways.
Well, we have common ground of Obama.
And
I'd
what
vote
I
for Obama
came
again.
to realize, and this is in some ways the book,
We
the
can
book
agree on that,
underneath
East Coast Kev.
which is my own
I like
journey,
Obama.
my own struggles with my own sense of what does it
I got
mean
my
to be
criticisms.
a man.
I got my
What does
criticisms of
masculinity
Obama,
mean
but
in a
overall,
relationship and a
definitely my
society,
favorite president so
profound
far
moral
of my lifetime.
equality.
I'd vote for him again.
And I realised that in
I'd
some
vote for
ways
Kamala again too.
I've been sort of almost at war with my own masculinity for quite a long time because it didn't fit my feminist mindset, right? Like, to the extent that there were things that I kind of wanted or felt.
See, this guy
It didn't
thinks
fit
masculinity
with
is
kind of model
incompatible with
of
feminism. That's
gender equality
crazy.
and feminism.
It's called the
That was
yin
a
yang, man. It's
problem
called
to
the
be
yin
solved,
yang.
rather than a way of being to be
Masculine and
expressed.
feminine go
Learn
together.
that.
Very
And
masculine and very feminine go
it took that
together.
moment
And they both can
of
be
my
independent and proud.
incredibly feminist,
And they can be even more powerful when they come
unbelievably
together as one,
successful
as
wife
equals.
to say,
Kids shouldn't go hungry if they don't have enough money. This November 4th, vote
Man,
yes
these commercials
on
loud as hell.
LL.
These commercials be 10 times the volume. MAGA doesn't support blacks. Why would I be MAGA? I'm a businessman. At least you can admit that. But hey, I'm a businessman too. That don't mean I'm so weak that I would rather save a little bit of money to put a king in charge of our democracy who's trying to tear it apart. My business does well enough under any administration. If your business isn't doing well enough that you can't vote for a good person over a bad person, you need to get better at business, my brother. Your business should be so strong that it can support good people over evil people. That's crazy. See, that's weak. That's lacking strength. And it's lacking honesty to say that Kamala is not a better person than Donald Trump. Is she perfect? Hell no. Is she better than Trump? She's a billion times better than that piece of shit. Weak little bitch. Man, I had to bite my tongue so much not to just get Marine Corps on his jelly-spined fucking lazy ass. Whoo! Because I'll get kicked off of YouTube if I say what I want to say. That man's disgusting. That was Jeffrey Epstein's best friend. That man is single-handedly protecting everybody in the Epstein files, man. Come on. Get your business up, bro. That's a stupid reason, man. And I'm saying that, you know, it's not like a condemnation of you. It's a condemnation of that idea, of that thought, that because of business I would vote for a piece of shit. Nah. I'll pay a little bit more money to have a good person represent our country and not tear it apart.
To give some expression to the sides of myself that are more masculine.
I mean, that's not the conversation people hear publicly.
You're not putting this out.
Put the shoulders a little extra.
But I mean, people don't.
Extra.
People don't. There's so
You
much.
can't
shit
compare
about-
Biden
I
to
think
Trump.
There's so many women.
It's a
listening
joke.
right now that are nodding their
Biden
head
was
and
totally
relating
letting
to
democracy
because the way
run.
that society is to some degree now.
He wasn't doing any
But
king
that's
shit.
not the narrative we hear, that a woman would turn
Was he
to
a
you
old,
and
sleepy
ask you to be more masculine in the
man
context of
masquerading
what
while other
ideal
people
of
did the work?
masculinity
Yeah.
is.
But was he
At least
evil? Hell
according to
no.
her.
Now compared to Trump,
Almost the opposite. It would be
wasn't Epstein's
the
best
toxic-
friend.
back to your point about it. Is masculinity the problem? Which I thought it was.
toxic
And it
masculinity
took her
is
to
a
point out
problem.
that no. It's how it's expressed.
Beta
That's
male
the question.
masculinity.
And for me, it was like I thought that being assertive in the relationship was somehow bad.
Nah, Kamala is
it's
a billion
associated
times
with
better than Trump in
patriarchy,
every way.
Masculinity.
In every way.
Men dominating.
And she
And it's very
sucks.
interesting. I'll bring it
She
down to
sucks
more
and she
about-
still
but I
beats
know
Trump
I
in
think one of
every
the women
way.
actually, one of the things they feel about a lot of young men is that they're a bit passive. It's almost like a lot of those men almost
She a
don't
million
feel like
times better
permission
than
to
Trump.
be assertive. And what women
In every way.
like, it's fun for you and I to talk about what women want, isn't it? But I think there's something like, what a lot of the women I talk to say is like, I just want someone who's my equal. And that's so weird to say now, right? But they want someone that's a partner that's with them, and they say, well, what should we do tonight, or where should we go for dinner? And if he says, I don't know, you decide. I don't know, right? It's always just like, well, no, you decide, and you make a plan, and you book it, you like show some agency here. And I might not always agree with you or even like it. We can get into that, right? But just going passive is not what makes you a good partner or a good feminist. And I think I'm older than you, maybe my generation of men have really struggled more with that, just because I think there was this kind of strong sense that we needed to sort of, just in order for women to become bigger, we had to make ourselves smaller.
See, that's not true.
And I think that was a profound intellectual and, for me,
That's not true.
emotional and relational error. The point is, all need to get bigger.
You be
We
equal.
want to rise and grow and
Not
challenge
above,
each other,
not
and
below.
challenge each other to grow.
Not above, not below. Equal.
Silence ourselves.
What's wrong with
and
equal?
ourselves.
Following going through that process with your partner.
And that's why
how
we're
did you
here,
change?
man. We got professional multimillionaires who are confused
I'm
about what
much more
masculinity
willing-
is.
One of my issues is I'm quite
What is
agreeable,
going on?
right? So I don't.
What is
I
going
avoid
on?
conflict quite a bit.
It's a lack of people talking.
We also saw like provoking conflict. And
Because I'd
disagreeing
rather
and
just be
arguing is,
chilling.
like, bad for the relationship.
I'd rather just be
Also,
kicked
like,
back.
doing it as a man. Like,
And I could. And I did for too long. And now
so
I feel
actually
like,
became
nah,
much more willing to say, no,
I was
don't wanna do
lacking
that, I wanna do this.
courage.
Or
I was
wanna go
lacking
there, not
honesty.
there. Or I'd like
To
to
say,
do this, not that.
Even as a tiny little person in the
And
community,
it caused more
your
arguments,
voice matters.
which was uncomfortable for me. But
You
it
got
was great,
professional,
and it's what she
successful
wanted.
men who
There were
don't
two
know
aspects to
what
it.
positive
One was, like,
masculinity is.
stand up a little bit more for myself.
It's
a little
crazy
bit, like,
to me,
in a
but it's
relationship,
real.
and people were like, no, I disagree about that. We're going to do this.
And we're going to
just
fix it.
give her
We're
more
going to
of
fix
a-
it one way or another.
in that sense of challenge. But the other thing that was really an issue was just actually
All right, Rose.
just the kind of
What time we got?
responsibility around kind of economics and
All
so
right,
on
we got
too. And I
hustle.
don't think this was just about gender, but it took me a while, I think, to really...
East Coast Kev says, if you knew the damage Biden did to the black community in the 90s, you'd agree with me. No, I don't like Joe Biden at all. But he was not a threat to democracy. He was not best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. He never said grab women by the... and acted like it was okay. He never made fun of disabled people and acted like it was okay. He had empathy, okay? He lacked a lot of honesty. He lacked a lot of strength. He lacked a lot of courage. But Trump has none of this. Trump has nothing. He barely even has gratitude for being a multi-billionaire, running crypto scams like it's Christmas, for bitch-made incel, tyrant, dictator wannabe boys. He's barely even grateful for what he's getting away with. He's the opposite of honesty, the opposite of strength, the opposite of courage, the opposite of empathy, the opposite of integrity. That man is made of McDonald's. Biden is a terrible candidate, but he's a million times better than Donald Trump. He was a threat to my community, not this year, not last year, maybe in the 90s, but people change, Kev. Let me tell you this, if Donald Trump changed and began showing some of these traits, I could change my opinion of him too. It's not just writing people off forever. It's saying, what does this man believe today, and what is he saying, and what does he believe, and can I trust him? Okay? Biden was a sleepy idiot, but he wasn't malicious, he wasn't evil. Maybe he was in the 90s, but he wasn't in this last term. And to compare him to Trump is crazy, bro. It's literally crazy. The whataboutism is done. There is no what about to Trump. He's as bad as it gets. He's as soft as it gets, disgusting as it gets, weak as it gets, evil as it gets. It doesn't get worse than him, man. He's a litmus test on society. The people who mess with that man have serious problems. To put it mildly, I'm biting my tongue to not really say what I want to say. Let me keep getting this work in. We're going to keep listening to these dudes.
Successful. Like, I know one couple where he was
Actually, let me check the football scores. I gotta see. I think Clemson game just started. Y'all know your boy is a Tiger. I went to Clemson. That's where me and Mrs. L&L met. It's always go Tigers. I don't know what I would do now if the Tigers played the Buffs. That would be hard because I was a fan of Coach Prime way before I ever went to Clemson. I was a fan of Coach Prime my entire life since 3rd grade. But, you know, I wasn't thinking about Coach Prime that much while I was at Clemson, and we had Dabo, and he was just doing, you know, Shador and Bucky and Shiloh Youth League, and then Bucky went to SMU. Oh, SMU's who's playing Clemson today. So it's Bucky's alma mater, Deion Jr.'s alma mater versus your boy's alma mater. So let's see what games we got to choose from. East Coast Kev says, you can't relate to my community. I keep forgetting that. I'll see you for the Colorado game. I'm out. Thank you for having me. Yo, it's anytime, East Coast Kev. It's anytime. You could call into the show. You can chat. It's always good to hear from you. I appreciate the debate. Hey, your counterpoints help bring out the things that I want to say, and hopefully vice versa. And hopefully through us having a conversation as gentlemen, even though we can be competitive with each other, if we can shake hands and look each other in the eye and walk away and say, hey man, I'll see you next time, that's the type of community we're trying to build, man. So I appreciate you. I hope you have a great day, man. We'll see you again soon. And all right, I'm gonna keep football on the screen while I finish up this workout. And let me see what multi-view options we have available. Okay, here we go. Clemson game, Ohio State game, Air Force, Wyoming. We got Georgia, Ole Miss, Clemson. Oh, this one looks good. This way we got Clemson, SMU, Wisconsin, Ohio State, Ole Miss, Georgia, Baylor, TCU. All right, that looks good to me. Let's go with that. Let's put some music back on. So I know if I play the audio from these football games, it'll definitely get flagged. But we might be able to get away with playing it like this. And we got Georgia, Ole Miss, Baylor, TCU, and I don't know who's on these two right now. But all right, let's finish up this workout, and then we gotta get to the No Kings protest, y'all. We're gonna be doing a live stream from the No Kings rally in Boulder. I think it's gonna be a great time. I think it's gonna be thousands and thousands of people. I think the whole city of Boulder are gonna be out, and we'll be there to document it. Let's go. Let's go. All right, partials, partials, partials till the back is burnt. Oh, man. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You're getting that work in. Every day, 111, showing up, working out, getting bigger, getting stronger. We're training for something big. We haven't told you what it is yet, but it's big time. It's big time. Probably won't even announce until next year, but we'll be training every single day. After this is donuts. After this is donuts. All right. Cooked hamstrings. Let's go. We got presses up next. Woo! Let's go, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, boy. You're getting it today, as every day. Putting in the work, documenting the work, hanging out. Two more sets, two more sets. Let's go. Let's go. One more set. One more set of squats. Then we're done. Then we're off to get ready for the No Kings rally. Celebrate with thousands of fellow Boulder patriots, lovers of liberty, lovers of democracy. And we'll be live. We'll be live from No Kings. Whew. Catch my breath for a second and then get these squats. Alright, we're gonna get these squats, our last set of the day. And we're off to No Kings, baby. Cooking the quads, cooking the front of the legs. You do not need weights for this. If you can do this, body weight only, no hands, just send me a video. Whew, see, I can't. You just need a little bit of pressure. If you can do it with no hands, let me know. Because before then, you don't need any weight for your quads. When we can't almost stand up anymore, that's when we're done. Not quite. All right, there we go. That's another full body workout in the books. Every day. Same thing every day, man. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls. We run 5 miles with the doggy. Then we do strength training. Then we either get in some extra sets or a park workout before the end of the day, or another big walk. You don't need to work out that much. I'm training for something. I'm training for something big. One day I will let you guys know, but it will probably be the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. And so I'm taking it seriously. In the meantime, we're gonna be doing this no matter what. We might as well try to build some community, start talking about the real masculinity, real manliness. Alpha male is kind of a bullshit word, but for whatever parts of it are accurate, alpha men, manly men, masculine men have gratitude. They have honesty. They have strength and courage. And those 4 traits yield empathy and integrity. And empathy and integrity are what a solid community is built on. And a solid community gives love and liberty to everyone. Okay, that's why we're here. So, we're gonna go get ready for the No Kings rally. It's been Love and Liberty. This was our daily workout. We'll see you again tomorrow, baby. We'll be here. From Boulder, much love, much liberty to all of you. We'll see you next time, or actually, we'll see you in an hour at the No Kings rally, live downtown Boulder. All right, we'll see y'all then. Peace.